Morning everybody, it's Phil here from Telford Koi Pond on a bit of an overcast Monday morning. Very conscious that I haven't put out a video for a number of weeks now, but there's a very good reason for that, and that is that we've been on holiday in sunny Cornwall for the last 2 weeks, having an absolutely fantastic time. So there's been no pondage to report on. The reason for this video is to do a catch-up. We came back yesterday lunchtime-ish, and if you've watched my videos from the start, you'll see that you'll realise that one of the biggest reasons for me making the decision to go with a drum filter rather than another type of filter, whether that be a Nexus or a multi-bay chamber, is just the fact that I wanted something that could look after itself for 2 weeks basically, that I didn't have to worry about or get somebody in to do the maintenance on it and clean it down and all that sort of thing. So this holiday has been the test for the Oase filter, the Oase drum that I've got in place. So it's actually been left untouched for 3 weeks because I didn't touch it before we went on holiday, just so I could make sure everything was working before we went away, and then obviously the duration of the 2 weeks. Now, as you would expect, I was slightly concerned being the first time, but the bonus I had was that my son and his girlfriend didn't come away with us. They stayed at home. So as a worried koi daddy, you could imagine, I got my son to lift the covers every day and just report back on the temperature in the pond and just confirm that the bubbles were still coming out the spin drifter and everything was turned on. And I'm really pleased to say that it looks like it's all been working absolutely fantastically. It hasn't missed a beat. So just wander over and we'll just have a look around and see where we are basically. So the pond as it looks now is basically exactly as it was left for the 3 weeks. So as you will see, the temporary covers, I do stress these are temporary, but they're doing a good job. They're keeping things out of the pond. Temporary covers in place, and the other thing obviously I invested in was an automatic fish feeder. So again, I know there's lots and lots on the market and everybody's got their preferences, but I just wanted something to get me through the 2 weeks we were away. So I went for a fish mate. I think it's a P7000, something like that, primarily because of price. It's dirt cheap, but it gives you the option of feeding 3 times a day or various times throughout the day. You can program your feed amount, you can program your feeding time, and it's just what I wanted basically. As you know, I've only got 6 fish in this pond because I haven't started buying fish yet, so I didn't want to throw too much food in there. And as I say, it gave me the option, it allowed me to feed them 3 times a day, but just fairly small amounts. And the one thing I will just mention on this is, whilst choosing which one to buy, I always go into YouTube, the same as a lot of people, and look at everybody else's reviews, who's done what, where and when. But I picked up a good tip about these fish feeders because from a couple of YouTubers, because they've had trouble with slugs crawling up and into the feeder and obviously gunging it all up, and they suggested putting copper tape around the outside because apparently slugs don't like copper tape. It carries a small electric charge or something, so I went with that as well. Anyway, that's been there for 2 weeks, and it's been feeding absolutely perfectly, and I'm really impressed with it basically for a cheap as chips little feeder. It really seems to be as good. It's really good. So as I say, this is it. I'm not sure you'll see into the pond, but let's just take this cover off, throw a bit of feed in to see if the fish will come up. You can see the water's very clear. There you go, Biggie's going to be straight up. So they're all feeding well. I didn't feed my usual amount through the fish feeder when I was on holiday. I did cut it back a little bit. But as you see, they're very hungry. They're in really good condition. Just really pleased with it, and you can't quite see the state of the water probably, but if you were to look down, then it's the bottom's really clear. I'm just really impressed with how it's all worked. So we'll put this back on, and I'll take you for a wander over and just have a look at the filters. As you can see, walking around the garden, the plants have gone absolutely berserk while we've been away. We'd not long planted them before we did, so again, really pleased with that. And big shout out to my son and his girlfriend for constantly watering them while we were away. They did a grand job. Anyway, filters. So obviously, the first thing I did when we arrived back yesterday lunchtime was come in and have a look and make sure everything was working. Second thing I did obviously was water tests. So the water tests were absolutely spot on. 0 ammonia, 0 NO2, virtually no nitrates. pH was 7.5. Carbon hardness and general hardness were right in the middle of the recommended scale. So I just absolutely chuffed to death with this. I really am. I'm so used to coming back from holiday and having to do massive water changes and, you know, get things right. To come back and everything's working as it should be is absolutely fantastic. So I'm really pleased with it. And the other thing that I'm really pleased with as well is number 3 job normally coming back from holidays obviously is mowing the grass. But as you know, we had AstroTurf down, so I haven't got to mow the grass. Happy days. Oh. Okay, so again, not really much to show you new because you've seen this all before, but 18 degrees water temperature at the moment. Oase Proficlear filter still working like an absolute charm. Again, filter media, lovely light brown colour. There's just no dirt in here at all, and I know that's partly to do with the fact that I've got a big 2,500 gallon pond and only 6 fish in it. But you know, you expect a collection of dirt, made up of dirt. But no, I mean, the screens are absolutely fantastically clean. So again, really pleased with that. It's worked like clockwork. Again, it's worked like it says on the tin, and every time in here, can't help but do that. You get a little bit of a clean, because I just love to hear that noise. And again, because everything's plumbed into the main to waste, then obviously, you know, there's just no messing about at all. It's just fantastic. The individual unit, as you know, I've got trickle in, trickle out. So that's been working obviously constantly while I've been there. Again, not really a lot to see in here. Those of you that are eagle-eyed will see there's a load of ceramic filter media. That actually has nothing to do with this pond. I'm in the process of setting my quarantine tank, holding tank, new fish tank up. So I'm just seeding the media in here, getting it all started. So again, I'll leave it in here for a week, and hopefully next weekend is first fishing trip out to go and buy some fish. So again, you know, it's working like a dream, working like it says on the label. Air pumps haven't missed a beat. I've been running since I've been back. I normally run about an 18,000 litres per hour pump, and I normally run it at about 70%, but just since I've come back, I've just turned it up to 80% just to get a bit more water pushed through the system. But I did a purge on the bottom drain as well, and nothing came out basically, so it's really impressed. So there you go. Absolutely worth its weight in gold, worth the money. I will have complete confidence and peace of mind in it going away. So fingers crossed we might get some more holidays in before the end of the year. So that's it really. Just a shout out to a couple of people who came round yesterday. Neil contacted me after watching my YouTube videos and asked if he could come round because he's building a very similar sort of size pond. He's going super duper on his. He's having a bar and all sorts of things built with his pond. But yeah, shout out to Neil who came round yesterday. Very nice to meet you, mate. Thank you very much for coming round, and looking forward to seeing your build. So I think that's it, nothing more to say. Next video will be the holding tank, so look forward to showing you that. Thank you very much, take care.